Hey, yo, what the f***? This is a Pilot right here.
The late night flight is paid for by the following.
Time to play the game where we find out who's capping. It is This Is Some Bullshit.
This is the game where we find out if this is the bullshit. Ah, yeah! That's Sua, new rule. And alongside with me is co-producer Smartz. Welcome back to your brother.
Did you miss me?
I didn't.
Wow. Oh. I bet you the listeners miss me, though.
Bing bong. What's up, though? How are you, bro?
Everything's good. Speaking of Bing Bong, you're going to be the voice behind my first NFT that I purchased with the pigeons in New York. So you're going to, so Nasu's going to be the voice of Bing Bong. That's his name.
Hey, yo. Yo, check this out. So, Antonio Brown signs a $5 million deal with a music streaming service entitled Fuego Music. All right?
5 million?
5 million. And
Wow.
then check this out. Kanye West just signed Antonio Brown to be the president of Donda Sports for $2 million.
Oh, wow.
And he was sitting in a presidential suite during the Super Bowl. They bought the presidential suite out. Antonio Brown was just lamped out chilling, being the president of Donda Sports. So, Smartz, real quick, I ask you, is it the bullshit that hip-hop has just paid Antonio Brown more than the Tampa Bay Buccaneers did?
That is some BS.
How about that?
Wow. Well, shout out to Kanye, man. He's a little crazy. You know, we got some mixed feelings about that guy. You know what I'm saying? We entertain the antics, we love him, and we hate him. But shout out to that guy.
He comes through in the clutch.
Wow.
Anyway, let's get this game started, Smartz. Following their recent defamation lawsuit, Tasha K, whose real name is Latasha KB, was ordered to pay Cardi B over $4 million, but the blogger told two bloggers on a show that will not get pub on this show, because if you interviewing Tasha K, you are not a real one to me. She said to the bloggers, I ain't got it. Don't ask me for no money, I ain't got it. But listen, we have business in place that takes care of things like this. But of course, the appeal court and the Supreme Court is in process right now. She told the host, promising that she would appeal the court's decision. That's what appeal court is for. Who's trying to pay $4 million? Cardi B responded to Tasha K's interview with a message of her own. Without directly naming the blogger online, she told her followers that she will not take this comment lightly. Think it's a game? You think it's a game, ho? But trust, I'ma come for everything. BBHMM. That is what Cardi tweeted. I believe she's referring to Rihanna's song, Better Have My Money. Tasha K, who you think you are? Better have my money.
And you went up an octave, too. Oh,
Cardi B's a superstar. Better have my money.
Word, facts.
Cardi B testified in January as part of the defamation lawsuit that Tasha K knowingly spread lies about the public figure through her platform Unwind with Tasha K, which damaged her mental health and led her to seek mental help for her extremely suicidal thoughts. Tasha K published multiple false and defamatory statements about Cardi B, including that Cardi B was a prostitute, that Cardi B was a user of cocaine, that Cardi B had and still has herpes. By making and publishing these statements, Cardi B believes the defendants were intending to cause Cardi B emotional distress. The court ordered Tasha K to pay $1.5 million in punitive damages, $1 million for pain and suffering, nearly $1.3 million for Cardi B's attorney fees, and $500,000 in reimbursement and $25,000 for her medical expenses. Smartz, I ask you, is it the bullshit that the truth from an unknown personality is worth 100 views, but lies from an unknown personality are worth $4 million?
Definitely some BS. 4 million big ones.
Wow.
According to CBS.com, for those who have family in the Ukraine, these recent days have brought nothing but anxiety for the loved one's safety. CBS 2's Corey James spoke to a woman from the NYC area who doesn't know when she'll be reunited with her husband who lives in the Ukraine. With each stroke of her paintbrush, Ola Rondidiak is trying to find peace in her New York City studio, but there is one thing on her mind. How she's gonna get a 2-bedroom for her husband? Nah, I'm just playing. My immediate concern is my husband. That's what she stated. Rondidiak's husband, Petro, is in Ukraine, a place that has been their home for 25 years. When tensions increased ahead of Ola's return in Eastern Europe last week, the couple decided to change the 55-year-old's travel plans out of concern for her safety and their children. All 3 kids are in the US right now. They're in their 20s, and we discussed it at length, and we did not want to add psychological load to them as they're starting their lives with both of their parents in a potential war zone. You mentioned just being psychologically disciplined. Are you concerned? Are you worried? This is what Corey James of CBS2 asked the family. Yeah, I mean, everybody is worried. People try not to talk about it because they know that the panic is exactly what Vladimir Putin wants. This is what the husband said, Petro. Petro says some of the panic was felt during the 2014 revolution when grocery stores were empty, power was out, and cell phone reception was down. We're not seeing that here right now. All of the grocery store shelves are full, restaurants full, bars full. I mean, it's kind of surreal. You would thought you'd see Russian tanks here by any day now. Still, Petro tells CBS2 people in Ukraine are gearing up for the worst. Photos show his bags packed and loaded in the car. I'm prepared to drive out of here. I'm prepared to walk out of here. That's what he says, Smartz. While the unknown is scary, Ola and Petro said that they are staying positive for Ukrainians and their family. It's emotional. I'm trying to keep it together. This is what Ola said. My parents survived a war and they taught us to be strong. So that's what we have to do. Smartz, I ask you, is it the bullshit when Vladimir Putin watched CBS2's Corey James speaking to a Ukrainian woman from the NYC area who doesn't know when she'll be reunited with her husband who lives in Ukraine? Vladimir Putin looked at his comrades and said, I don't know either.
That's some BS. Definitely. We're praying for them people in Ukraine.
And finally, Horgensen Management, a potato farm in Bancroft, southeast Idaho, gave workers nearly $160,000 in unpaid wages after a Department of Labor investigation. Kari Aguilar, District Director for America's Department of Labor's Wage and Hour Division in Portland, Oregon, said in a press release this past Tuesday that the farm showed a willful disregard for the law in which it created a toxic workplace and victimized these vulnerable workers. Horgensen Management could not immediately be reached for comment by Insider.com. The H-2A program allows employers to bring foreign nationals to the U.S. to temporarily fill agricultural jobs when they can't find enough domestic workers. The employers must provide workers with transport to the U.S. and housing. But Horgensen Management didn't pay guest workers for inbound transportation costs or meet housing safety or health standards. The farm also gave the workers less than 3/4 of the hours guaranteed on their contracts and didn't provide wage statements to workers or pay them on time. Labor laws require H-2A workers to be paid at least twice a month. The Department of Labor also said that the Horgensen Management also used intimidation to exploit workers by threatening to terminate their contracts and send them back to Mexico if they refuse to accept wages at a lower rate than legally required under the H-2A program. The farm also failed to pay the required rates to 69 domestic workers that was hired alongside H-2A visa workers. This was according to the Department of Labor. The department said it had recovered $159,256 in unpaid wages for the workers and had assessed $25,430 in civil money penalties. Smartz, I ask you. Smartz. Smartz, I ask you, Smartz.
Go ahead, man.
Smartz, are you ready, Smartz?
I'm ready. Go ahead, man.
Smartz, are you ready?
Killing me with the suspense, dog. Let's go.
Is it the bullshit that for our black Americans to receive $159,256 in back pay for our agricultural services, we must leave our current jobs, fly to Idaho, just to be re-victimized while picking up potatoes? You ain't gotta answer that.
Wow.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
It's a bunch of us.
That's a reparation joke.
Oh, absolutely.
It's a bunch of us. I'm a hand the colony.
Hold on. Everybody on their Martin, everybody marching for a young nigga like me to get tsunami on it. I'ma get it, I'ma win it, baby. I'll be on my curry till I crash and bury 40 on the tank. Yeah, I'm acting nerdy if it's at the Appalachian to the Appalachian. I'ma do whatever that they take to make a black a nation. Hold on.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Swizz, and I'm your chief flight attendant. On behalf of the pilot and the entire crew, welcome aboard the late night flight. And here is your captain, the Nile River of New Jersey, the pilot of Tuskegee Training, the greatest honey badger who has ever lived, the creator of Black Pilot Radio and the Late Night Flight. Here is the victorious one, Nasor Nuru.
What up, my passengers? We are first in priority.
Donate to the Cash App $, the late night flight to get this work. From minorities, the late night flight. Oh, you never heard of it? Turn up the turbulence. Catch us on these Apple Podcasts and these Spotify services. iHeartRadio, YouTube, and the late night QR scan. Download Audible, download Amazon to hear us back and forth like a U-Haul van. Hey, I started out not ahead of you. Now look at me. I'm the pilot with the better view. Making sure you can hear all 81 episodes wherever podcasts are available. Now let's take off.
Previously on
The Late Night Flight.
2019, he signed a 5-year, $15 million contract with the Miami Dolphins. Let's go for the seasons. Overall, he was 24 and 25. In my opinion, that type of record with a team like that, the Miami Dolphins, you're going to get another job. It may not happen this year. To be honest with you, it may not happen next year, but you're going to get another job. You're 40 years old. The average football coach in the NFL is like 55.
So let me ask you a question. You think he should have just chilled, took a vacation, spent time with his family for 2 years, and then waited for the call to come back?
Well, first of all, he could have been an assistant coach and just make some more money. But we'll get to that in a second.
Okay.
Jerz, I think this is my cue. All personalities do this. Stephen A. Smith, he'll come on first take the next day, get that Starbucks, kiss Molly on the cheek. I'm just being funny. That's not true. But he like to let people know, I told you. You know, I'll let you know. I want to be that guy now. Why not? I mean, Tasha K is over here about to owe $4 million to Cardi B for lying. I'm over here telling you the truth. All I said was, this guy, Brian Flores, he just sounds like a bitter person who lost his job. Now, don't get me wrong. Is there systemic white racism going on in the NFL? Sure it is. All I was saying is that he was going to get a job. Now, right now, he's the defensive coordinator. I'm pretty sure he's getting way more than just $150,000 to be a defensive coordinator. And the NFL, they want to do something, in their opinion, real nice. I don't think it's nice. I think it's condescending. But, oh yeah, sure, you can still sue us. Go ahead. After we just got you a job. Sure, we know what that's about to be. But I want to tell you a quick story. Quick story, Smartz. A quick story, Jerz. There's a guy named Lovie Smith, right? Lovie Smith was the Chicago Bears head coach from 2004 to 2012. Then he became the Tampa Bay head coach from 2014 to 2016. So the guy got to coach 2 times. Now, the second stint was very short. The first stint I want to talk about real quick. He became the first set of head coaches alongside with Tony Dungy, the first pair of African-American coaches to coach a Super Bowl. Chicago Bears versus the Indianapolis Colts. If your quarterback is named Peyton Manning, then you already know who won, all right? But the reason why I'm telling you that is not because this man got to coach for more than a decade and he got a new job right now. So he only waited 5 years. I know that's like only. What you mean? I mean, it's a 32. He said 32 teams, dog. It's a lot of coaches, 32 teams. I mean, let's just be for real. Kind of hard to get a job. You're talking to a guy that I wanted to work for MTV, BET, all these shows for a long, long time, all these networks for a long time. I'm on a waiting list, all right? I'm just saying, okay? The guy got a job in 5 years. Lovie Smith. Now, with all that being said, fellas, I'm still telling you right now, is there systemic white racism going on in the NFL? Hell yeah, it is. I can tell you right now, Tony Dungy, Dennis Green, these are black coaches that got to coach more than one team. And I'm going to still tell you, it's systemic white racism going on in here. But all I was trying to make a point was the last time we had an episode about Brian Flores was that it's one thing to be passionate about what's going on with your personal life. It's another thing to be passionate about your color. It's another thing to be passionate when you have a defense mechanism and you can use your color as the defense mechanism to say, yo, y'all doing some BS to me. And I just felt like the man was being a little bit personal about his outing. Because again, they was going to remove you so they could bring Jim Harbaugh out, a more credited coach compared to you. For right now.
Super Bowl champ.
You know? Wait, is Jim Harbaugh a Super Bowl champ?
It's their brothers. If that's the one that coached Baltimore.
No, that's not the one that coached Baltimore.
That's the one that coached San
Kaepernick.
Francisco.
Yeah. He went to the Super Bowl.
He didn't win. He won with Kaepernick, bro.
No, they never won.
So some brothers got the opportunity to be head coaches.
Both of them are tremendous coaches.
I believe, though. I don't disagree with that.
Both of them.
I wouldn't disagree, but I'm just, okay, continue.
So here's where I'm going, all right? I just think that it's this whole, what do you call that? I don't want to call it lightning in a bottle. It's more like a mistake but it has brought something to light. I don't know that term. Is there a metaphor for that?
No.
Okay.
If there is lightning in the bottle, catching lightning in the bottle might be the best one.
Let's just use catching lightning in the bottle. But the bottle, there's a sticker on the bottle that's called mistake. Okay? And this mistake that Brian Flores made, in my opinion, I think him suing the NFL is a mistake. I'm just being honest. But the
anomaly.
What'd you call that?
An anomaly.
Fine. You can call it that.
Okay.
But the thing is, the fact that it's in the news and it's in the media, it has allowed us, the public, the general public, to go back and say, yo, the NFL, you are doing some BS. But the reason why I'm just like, yo, Brian Flores, you shouldn't have just opened your mouth with this one is because the NFL is not going to drop. Like when Kaepernick did what he did, black people was really like, I'm not watching the NFL. There was a legit drop. There was a 10% drop in their viewership in 2016, 2017. Y'all can look that up. Right now, NFL is higher than it ever been. It's so high right now, Pepsi just dropped out. I don't know if y'all heard about this. Pepsi is no longer looking to be the sponsor, the main sponsor for the halftime show, which is scary to me because crypto.com is buying everything. And if y'all thought Bitcoin wasn't in the game to be currency, oh, y'all lying now. Crypto.com is going to be in the halftime show starring Jay-Z, Beyonce, and whoever else they could find, yo. But anyway, here's what I'll throw to you fellas. Are you finally ready to say, Brian Flores, you my man, you my brother, we understand the systemic white racism. However, the timing was wrong. Who's ready to say that with me? Who's ready? I want to hear from one of you.
I'll say it with you.
Thank you. Well, I mean, continue. Got it.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, I agree with everything you said. I don't want it to get misconstrued. I understand where Brian was coming from, but come on, my guy. I mean, you just mad that you received a text from your old, what you call it, associate, work associate?
I mean, hold on. It's not just any associate. It's
probably his mentor.
It's exactly. It's Bill Belichick, man.
And it made you realize that the interview you was about to have, the job was already taken. You was upset. And I understand, because I'm an emotional guy. You know what, Brian? Let me talk to you for a second.
Oh.
Let me talk to you for a second.
Yes, please.
Sometimes when you react off of your emotions, you don't get the best possible outcome. And I need you to comprehend this because, see, I had to learn it, right? And I don't know if we the same age. We might be around the same age or something of that nature. But if I can learn, so can you, my brother. You could have did this at a different time. You ain't have to do this right this second, right now. You shed a light on something that the light was already on. That's why we got a Rooney rule. They interviewed you. Unfortunately.
Jerz, I'm sorry. I have to stop you there.
That's
Listen,
all y'all
man.
did.
Yo.
That's all the Rooney rule is. They just got an interview, unfortunately.
Young man, listen. This now see, when you say things like that, this is when I have to stay in the house because black people are gonna smack me around. Like this is what you exciting out here on the streets. And so when you say these things, no, this is not what I'm saying. Cause I know firsthand the Rooney rule is a piece of
I just said that.
I
literally just said that.
But I'm saying, but we can't raise the flag of togetherness when you got a bull plan like the Rooney rule out here. Like I can't go for that. All I'm saying is that if you want to fight the Rooney rule, make a lawsuit about that.
It should have been fought for.
It's just that
if fought is a word.
Hold on. But so here's your chance. Brian Flores put two white Jews outside and said, "Yeah, I'm about to fight systemic white racism." And I'm like, no, this is not the good look because you don't really have a real case going on right now. Like it's some street. I'm telling you, think about it. You a cop. You done staked out. You done seen the whole trap, everything. You never seen a transaction. I don't have a case. I know what you do. I know you do it, but I can't blame you yet. We know it's systemic white racism. What you going to do? Count up the black coaches? That ain't good enough. What are you going to do? That's my point to Flores. Like what you did was out of character. And that's why they was like, you sure you don't want this job? They're like, I'll take this job. Because he already know he would have lost. Smartz, I see you quiet. My skeptic brother. I was waiting.
I'm just, obviously I disagree.
Of course you do.
And the reason why I disagree is you do have a case because it's a fact that the person was hired before he was interviewed. So that means they would have to prove that they didn't interview a single African-American person for the coach, his job, right? Before they decided to give this guy an offer and hire him. The reason why Belichick knew is because the word got out that they picked the person. You know what I'm saying? So I would say there's never a bad time to bring the light and uproot racism wherever it may exist. And I think the truth is going to come out in the courts, in the subpoenas, in the testimony, in the depositions. And we'll know The reason why he's got hired, because it's not up to the NFL to hire him. It's up to a team or team owner to hire him. So that owner or particular owner that hired him onto the job may not have anything to do with the Rooney Rule. He's probably legitimately, wants him or wants to give him an opportunity to feed his family because he may actually care about him. So I'm not going to bring it to that, but I just think the truth will come out in the court. And you do have a case if you get a text message saying, congratulations, and you hadn't been interviewed yet. So it's messed up.
It's
sorry funny. I'm laughing
Brian.
with you. I'm laughing with you, but it's messed up.
So let's just end it like this. Dave Chappelle said it best. When things like this happen to you, you got to get off the bus and walk. Flores, listen, my man, you talking to 3 people that don't make $150,000 a year, let alone $3 million annually. So you got to understand something, bro. If you're going to take this walk, you got to take the walk. You can't take the walk, then a week later, oh, you got a job at Pittsburgh? Okay, thank you. It don't work like that. Take the walk. Jerz, you watched the All-Star game?
Come on, man.
That was good. It's funny because we live in this niche time where now everybody's carving out their time to get their marketing on. Like Giannis, I don't know if you caught this, but the skills challenge, it was the rookies versus the starters versus the Antetokounmpos.
I saw that.
Like, I'm like, hold on, what's going on here?
Very entertaining, though.
Very entertaining. We saw a 7-footer, a Jersey guy by the name of Karl Anthony Towns, shout out to Piscataway.
What's up, my guy?
Won the 3-point contest. You don't see too many gargantuans just running around 7 foot tall, just knocking down threes like they the next coming to Larry Bird. You don't see that.
I think Dirk was the last one.
Dirk was the last one.
He wasn't the center, though, but yeah, you got my point.
Now, a lot of people is shunning the slam dunk contest. Last year, I thought that was one of the best I ever saw with my man that used to play for the Miami Heat.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, but
I think his last name is Jones, and he went one-on-one with Aaron Gordon. That was fire.
But it's boring now. It's been boring for some about a decade.
What about the Zach LaVine, Eric Gordon one from 2016 when he had the Magic mascot doing the tilt-a-whirl on a hoverboard? That was fire, dog. Come on now. That was crazy. What? Listen, hear me out. So, Stephen A. Smith, my idol, all right? He suggested something different. I want to know if you agree with Stephen A. Smith. He did this on First Take. I'm not going to do his impression. Smartz, can you just play that real fast? I want to know if Jerz agree with Stephen A. Smith's new idea for the slam dunk contest. Play that.
Are you ready for this idea, KP? KP, you and I both know we could go to any park in America and see these cats dunking. We got cats in the streets that wasn't blessed and fortunate enough to be associated with organized basketball in a fashion that would enable them to be in the NBA. But these brothers can play. And obviously the NBA got money. I am proposing on national television a national slam dunk tournament nationwide, all throughout the cities throughout America. And we find, based on that competition, the top 10 dunkers, okay? And then ultimately you find like 5 to 7 of them, pick the best 5 to 7 of them based on the slam dunk competitions we witness, and we get the NBA players to sponsor. I'm not talking about monetarily, but I'm talking about the support out of those 7, which ones they want to pick or what have you. You keep the players involved, but they don't have to participate in the dunk contest. We get cats off the streets.
I love Stephen A. Smith, but if Stephen A. Smith doesn't sound like the first black correspondent for Fox News sometimes, I don't know who does, yo. Off the streets! Like, all right, calm down, dog. We know. Like, everybody try to get some money. Off the streets! Like, calm it down. Calm it down, yo. Calm it down. Like, we understand. Like, we need money. Off the streets, though, Perk. Like,
I mean,
you agree with that, though? Do you agree with my man over here with this new idea that he had with the slam dunk contest?
not only do I agree with it, I can see it expanding and becoming even bigger than what he just said. If that happens, what he just described, and then next thing you know, a couple of years down the line, now you got the best off the streets
Right.
Going up against the best in the NBA?
Yeah.
Bro, that's fire.
That is fire.
You understand what I'm saying? You talking about viewership? Bro, make it happen, NBA. Adam Silver, make it happen.
The biggest reason why this should happen, in my opinion, is because the best dunkers don't want to be in the dunk contest. John Morant, where you at, bro? LeBron James, listen, I don't care if your hairline looks like Stephen A's son. I don't care. You still out here acting like you can jump over people's neck. Then, dog, you need to get out here. You need to get out here and show off and show out. The best dunkers the last, in my opinion, 10 years have not wanted to be in the slam dunk contest. Would you agree with that, Jerz?
Yes.
You know what I mean? That's an issue. But let's move past that. We got that out the way. Yo, who you side with? Ben Simmons or James Harden? Before you answer that, here's my point why I'm talking to you about that. The NBA...
Watch your mouth now.
Hold on. No. Everything's good. Everything's good. The NBA owners are cracking down on the players resting. Like, that's their new thing. They making $30 million a year. And think about this. I want to go to a Brooklyn game, Jerz, because I want to watch the Lakers play Brooklyn. But you know why I don't want to watch them play Brooklyn when they come to the Barclays? Because LeBron's sitting down. Anthony Davis is not even there. I don't want to watch this no more.
Kyrie can't play.
Kyrie can't play. He half man, half a season. That's what Charles Barkley say. I ain't say that. Kyrie, I ain't say that. Charles Barkley said that. He is the funniest man on television. You know what I'm saying? Half man, half a season. But think about that for a second. Now, some people going to be like, well, you know, I mean, so what? How much money they make? It's just the fact of the matter that realistically, let's just be real. The citizens of New York, New Jersey, wherever you live at that have a basketball team around there, you are paying tax dollars for that team. In a sense, you are a public share owner. All right? Yes, that is true.
For the team?
You pay taxes.
Or for the building?
Building, team, whatever the case may be, you have a $1 ownership in that motherfucker, in my opinion, all right? Okay. So my thing, I look at it like this, yo. Some of your money you just worked for Diamond Securities just with the Kyrie Irving pocket, okay? Kyrie, you not gonna play for me and my son? What's the problem? You know, man, something about this vaccination, something about this Moderna shop. I don't care what. Who murdered you? You don't want to play? That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? And the NBA owners are cracking down on this. And the reason why I'm talking to you about this, Jerz, is because Ben Simmons and James Harden just, in my opinion, they flaked the game just to go wherever they wanted to go. Ben Simmons, mental health. Hold up. You got mental health issues just because you can't shoot? Because you can't shoot? Dog, I walk outside every day 5'5", dog. You know what I'm saying? You think I don't have mental health issues? You know what I'm saying? I got to come out here and live. You 6'7". Just because you can't shoot, but you make $30 million, now you want to cite mental health issues. Oh, you mean the players and Joel Embiid don't want to play with you because you only want to shoot 7 times a game and you 6'7", bigger than everybody else? Now you got mental health issues? What about James Harden? Now, I ain't gonna lie. James Harden, I kind of side with him a little bit because here's my thing with him. Yo, Kev, you told me to come here. You supposed to be the best player in the NBA. You don't even want to play half the time. Your little man over here don't want to play at all. He don't want to take no Moderna shot. I took a Moderna. You took a Moderna. Steve Nash took a Moderna. What's the problem? Oh, word? And then now you're going to be, now your knee sprained? So you don't even want to play no more. You sure? You don't want to play no more? So that means I got to carry this load. And now all of a sudden, Kyrie want to be half man, half a season saying I'm back. I ain't carrying this team. I ain't doing that. Nah. I'm going back. Oh, my old GM that used to be in Houston, he played for Philly now. He in Philly right now. And you know what? I'm about to take this flight. Yeah, I know it's Brooklyn to Philly is only an hour, but I'm rich though. I'm about to take a flight. Go to Philadelphia and live. And I even though I think it's like some shady, funny loophole BS, I still think it's ugly.
What you said about Ben Simmons wasn't fair. Let me give you a better analogy of why it's not fair.
Okay, talk to me.
You said Ben Simmons can't shoot, and now he's saying he got mental health issues.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's about right. You getting paid millions of dollars to be in the NBA, and for whatever reason, you can't shoot. That would bother me too. Now imagine if you were a porn star. You getting paid millions of dollars to get it up and smash.
Right.
But you can't get it up.
Yeah.
That's going to give you some mental health issues, my guy.
That's also going to make you unemployed.
That's not going to make you unemployed because if he was still playing, it's not going to make him unemployed. Ben Simmons' value is not the shooting. It's the defense. It's the rebounding.
Bro.
It's the facilitating of the ball. That's his value.
But
it would go up when he learns how to shoot, but he doesn't necessarily have to right now. He's still young.
Let me ask you something.
Go ahead.
If you're a GM, would you pay Ben Simmons $32 million for the game that he plays right now?
Yes.
Shit.
What the This that pilot right here.
Could you date someone long-term knowing they do not want to be in a relationship?
No.
You couldn't?
Date?
Yeah. Date someone long term.
If we just, okay. It depends on what your definition of date is.
But they know
My
they don't.
definition of date, the way I came up, absolutely. We smashing all the time.
Right.
That's it, though.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
I mean, and it's
that's not dating to me. That's just smashing.
Could you date someone? I mean, I think dating is like, normal stuff. Like, let's just go to the movies.
Yeah, no.
Let's meet up and go to the club, have some drinks. And then after we kind of tipsy, let's just go to one of our apartments and see what happens. Stuff like that.
Yeah, I ain't doing that either.
For a long time, why not? Without any titles, without any real attachment, someone's going to catch feelings.
Somebody's going to catch feelings, bro.
But guess what, though? At the end of the day, you catching feelings single, though. Think about that, though. You catching feelings single, though.
Okay.
Like, you know what? The least anybody can do to embarrass you is talk about you indirectly on Facebook. That's all they got on you. That's it.
Facts.
Hey, yo, I keep telling bruh, like, you know what I'm saying? We just friends, like, we can smash, but that's it. That's it? That's all? That's fine. So, Nick Cannon was in an article not too long ago. I think it was on MTV or BET or Fox. I don't know. Wherever he was working at, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he was saying that it's not healthy to be in a monogamous relationship, which I easily laughed. And I was like, I wish I had Nick Cannon's phone number because I would call him and be like, well, do you think having 9 kids by 9 different women is healthy too? But anyway, I'm just saying. I mean, you basically concubining women. I don't care what you're saying, Nick Cannon. You basically making sure that women do not want to have sex with anyone else for at least 18 years but you, okay?
It's not healthy for who?
Exactly.
Him or the woman?
Listen, he said it's not healthy, period.
Period.
Right? So here goes my question to you, sir. Are humans, because you're a married man, so watch yourself, are humans meant to be monogamous? Talk to me.
All right. I have this conversation with my wife all the time. She actually agrees with me, so I can speak on it.
Yes.
Women are meant to be monogamous. Men are not.
Continue.
There's nothing to continue. I don't want nobody to be bashing the podcast because I'm speaking my mom, my guy. But if you just look at the history of things, men have always had more than one. It's even in the Bible to have more than one. It does say you must be able to provide and protect in order to have more than one. But it does state that. Now, do I agree with that? No. But if you ask 100 women, I'm pretty certain 80% of that 100 is going to be like, yes, that's actually true. Women yearn for that. Men always have that wandering eye all the time.
It's funny that you say that. You bring the Bible because the Bible didn't tell you that as a rule. It was in a storyline. When you heard about Abraham and other men having many wives, mind you, they're basing this on a world that hasn't been populated like that yet. Mm-hmm. So there's not a lot of men who have farms and land and a lot of livestock to provide and protect people and do trades and goods. So I think you got that aspect out of it. I don't know if it was like the right thing or the legal thing or the endearing thing to do by having a compound of women. I think that was just, at that time, it's not that many people. If you got 40 people living in Israel, you know what I'm saying? You got to multiply. So I don't know if it's about that, in my opinion.
I'm not saying it's a rule. I'm not saying it's something that is supposed to happen. It just naturally does. Think about it.
But what if that's about condition, though? Like, what if men are just conditioned from our fathers and their grandfathers and uncles and whoever else want to do Harvey Weinstein things to be like, yo, we are here to conquer. My is here to conquer all types of women before I die. I'm sorry, honey.
I think there's a small amount of men that think that way.
Okay.
Others, I literally think it's a temptation that half of us can fight off, the other half can't. If you go and if you look at it, I'm pretty sure, I don't know how many people you know in your life, but almost all of them have been cheated on or have been the one doing the cheating, right? And in that situation, the women will always forgive. The women will always get over it. The women will always, not necessarily get over it, but they will always forgive you. They will always take you back. They will always want to still work it out. A man won't do that.
Because women are conditioned.
The percentage of men.
Because women are conditioned for that. We're conditioned to conquer. Women are conditioned to forgive the man, especially if that man can't provide. Smartz, I do not care what you say, my friend. Swizz Beatz is on the bull.
Why would you say that?
So he puts a tweet out when people were upset. Black Twitter was going mad because they didn't want to pay $2.99 for the subscription for Thriller to watch the Anthony Hamilton Music Socha Valentine's Day Verzuz. So he put a tweet out like, oh, I ain't even know this happened. I was out of the country. You know, it's free again, y'all. Go ahead and go enjoy that.
I saw that.
You know what I'm saying? So in my mind, I'm like, oh, they tried it. Try to see what was going to happen.
They did it before, though. I think Thriller did it before.
They did it a couple times.
Yeah,
now, mind you, because here's the thing. They have an article out where they're showing that Swizz Beatz wanted to make sure that Thriller didn't want to put these verses on a paywall. Now, here's the thing. Swizz and Timberland, well, I think Swizz in particular, has stock or equity, if you will, in Thriller.
Okay.
Now, I want people to understand this because this segment is about how I look at Instagram as a third-party middleman. And here's what I mean by that. Not that it's good or bad. I'm just saying it's a third-party middleman. Hear me out. So, do you know the most watched verses?
I don't know the most watched verses.
Let me ask you this real fast. What do you think is the most watched verses? I'll give you 3 guesses.
Maybe the DMX and the Snoop Dogg one.
DMX and Snoop Dogg had a verses?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
I ain't even watched that one. This is before he passed away.
Nah, they did a 3D.
All right, yo, next one. Come on, man. Come on,
They did a
man.
hologram of DMX after.
Come on, man.
And then maybe the Beanie Man, and Bounty one, and then the another guess would probably be the Locks and Dipset.
Ashanti and Keisha Cole was the most watched verses.
Really?
6 million total Instagram viewers.
Wow. I was way off. Congrats to them.
Now think about this for a second. The artists don't get paid to do verses.
No.
And I mean, I'm not here knocking
No,
that.
they don't. They don't. That the idea is to revive their catalog.
Exactly.
And then it
people will get the streams.
Yeah.
And that has been working. People have been seeing up to 100, 200 to 300% increase in their streams after verses.
Right.
So that is working. We're not here talking about that.
Yeah.
I'm just making a point of something. I'm about to get to my bigger point. So as we know, the way you get money through Instagram is through a whole bunch of watch time. You got to have the blue check. And then on top of it, you're going to have this thing called badges. You're going to have people donate to you. Now, I know Instagram must have some type of deal with Swizz Beatz because they don't just pop off and just have 1 million views out of nowhere.
Okay.
So here's my thing. I think Swizz Beatz is going to keep it on IG Live until he has a big marquee matchup. I still believe that he hasn't had that big marquee matchup yet, even though he has some good verses, like he has some good battles. Like imagine if this was a world boxing organization. I think that he has shown a lot of good mid-card boxing matches. We haven't had that big-time heavyweight, big marquee matchup yet.
I follow you.
Okay? So, because when you get that big marquee matchup, let's say, I don't know, big marquee matchup, I'm thinking like Beyonce versus Rihanna.
Something crazy like
Something
that.
crazy like that.
Okay.
You know, let me ask you this real fast. How much would you charge? Well, not how much would you charge. How much would you pay for?
For Beyonce and Riri?
No, but hear me out. If Thriller said X amount of dollars, monthly subscription for the next 15 months, if you want to watch Beyonce versus Rihanna, how much would you pay?
I probably wouldn't pay. I don't want to pay for boxing matches.
Okay.
On pay-per-view. So it can't be more than the pay-per-view.
So look, I'm glad you said that.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you're right or wrong. I just want to make a point because you just described the everyday average worker.
Yeah.
All right.
Absolutely.
Workers don't want to pay for any of this. Like if Instagram was $6 a month, like if this was a real deal dating app, let's say Instagram just said it was Tinder and we're going to just make you charge for all this. I think a lot of people, I think more than half of America would be like, nah, I'm dropping my services.
They would. People are already paying with their eyes.
So here's the thing. At some point, Swizz Beatz and Timberland are going to have to go to Thriller and go make people pay a monthly subscription because hear me out. 6 million views on Instagram is not a lot of money.
Okay. I hear you.
Joe Rogan on his podcast get up to 190 million views, downloads a month.
Mm-hmm.
A month.
Yes.
This is just 6 million views one time.
One time, but those are the biggest concerts ever.
That's fine. But again,
It's a concert.
It's
not.
It's sponsored by Swizz Beatz and Timberland until further notice.
Understood. So without going too deep into it, you will never see a stage concert with 6 million people in the field, like out. And that's what Verzuz is supposed to be. It's supposed to be a concert. I understand what you're saying about Joe Rogan. He's like a viewer, like a nighttime, daytime talk show. That's kind of where he lives. Where they live is concert.
Right. No.
So,
I get the point of that.
So 6 million is a big deal for concert.
But hear me out though. We're talking about IG numbers. Like, I'm not talking about, I get what you're saying with that.
Even with IG numbers, that's crazy.
But that's crazy for one night. The point I'm making is we're talking about how much money 6 million views on Instagram is worth.
Right.
And it's just not, it's not worth that much.
It's not. No, I understand.
That's my only point. That's my only point that I'm making.
So
they're going to have to do $4.99 a month at some point.
I don't think so. I think
if you had, hold on, one more time, Beyonce versus Rihanna, you're going to have to charge people that.
You won't get a Beyonce versus Rihanna for that reason, because nobody's going to want to pay for it. You
don't think nobody would pay Beyonce versus Rihanna?
No.
I would pay $5.99 for the next 15 months if you told me you're going to start off the Thriller app with Beyonce versus Rihanna.
I don't think so. Like,
okay.
People would much rather pay $500-$600 for a Beyonce and Rihanna concert.
Yeah, absolutely.
Versus, like, they would pay for that.
But people would pay to go there, and then there's some people that would pay for the pay-per-view the same way boxing is.
I hear what you're saying, and I think the reason why they don't want it behind a paywall is because it's for the culture, and Thriller app is a sporting app. So people are paying for sporting events like you would pay for boxing, MMA, stuff like that.
And why Verzuz can't be that
because
sporting event?
Because it's not a sport.
Why can't it be that?
Because it's entertainment.
Okay. Sports is not entertainment?
No, sports is entertainment, but you don't pay for the entertainment in the sport.
We don't pay pay-per-view for Mayweather? What are you talking about?
Right, but you don't pay for the performance that comes out with Mayweather.
No,
you don't pay for the halftime. So that's what they are. They are the entertainment. And they build a platform by keeping eyes on the platform with the entertainment. So you shouldn't put that behind the paywall. It keeps the app relevant. You can throw your ads and your commercials for the sporting events that people pay for. So to charge for entertainment on a sporting platform, it doesn't work, especially when they don't pay artists anyway.
I think for the most part, these are millionaires getting to call their shots, and they don't really necessarily need the money. But if they really want to flip the money, they'll do what I just said.
They're already
turn
flipping
this into Mayweather promotions.
Yeah, but they're already flipping the Thriller app by even having people that would not normally be on the app watching the concert.
But let's be for real. Right now, they are under 100 million subscribers. What you want out of these apps, you want 100 million subscribers.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And right now, because you can get Thriller on, you can get Verzuz, not Thriller, I'm sorry. You can get Verzuz on VerzuzTV.com, IG Live, Facebook. You don't really need to be on Thriller. And that's my point as far as that. So this is why I'm saying, Swizz Beatz, why not use the equity that you have? Go ahead, put Thriller and make it the Mayweather promotions that you basically wanted to be. Because if you didn't want that to happen, you would have never tried to charge us $2.99 for some corny love fest from Music Soul Child and Anthony Hamilton.
Wow.
We about to play Out of Bounds. Smartz, say the rules for the audience, please.
All right, so for your listening pleasure, Nasor is going to start reading out the questions, and Jerz has 10 seconds to answer the question. If he doesn't answer the question in 10 seconds or get the answer in 10 seconds, he gets hit with a buzzer.
Y'all ready?
Hold on, wait. Okay, let's go.
Your word is Muhammad Ali, and the words you can't say are greatest, heavyweight, Cassius Clay, boxer.
First word. He's not George Foreman. He's not Mike Tyson. He's not Evander Holyfield. But
Lennox Lewis.
No.
Ali.
Your word is nail salon. The words you can't say are polish, pedicure, finger, manicure.
We give women $35 on Saturday afternoons or mornings to do this. To go to this place.
The nail salon.
Got it.
Your word is natural. The words you can't say are hair, organic, beauty, birth.
My locks are...
I don't pass.
Your word is New Jack City. The words you can't say are Pookie, Nino Brown, Wesley Snipes, Ice-T.
Yo. Oh. I can say this. Am I my brother's keeper?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
What?
Yeah, you got that buzzer.
Chris Rock.
You got that buzzer. You got that buzzer.
Come on.
I'm supposed to know Chris Rock from that.
New Jack
You're
City.
supposed to know New Jack City.
Yeah, I know New Jack City, but I'm thinking it's the slogan.
You could have said the word movie. The word movie wasn't on there.
The word movie wasn't on there. Dag. All right. Next one. Okay.
Your word is Nike. The words you can't say are shoes, swoosh, athletic, Jordan.
Durant got a pair of these, so do Bron.
A pair?
Well, I mean, you know, from the distributor though.
A deal. Endorsement.
The distributor is who?
The boss of the endorsement. The sponsor.
Try Nike.
All right, man. All right.
Your word is nickname. The words you can't say are school, affection, friends, childhood.
Chubba the Bricks is your...
Stage name.
Okay, what's another word for stage name?
Nickname.
Your word is Keenan and Kel. The words you can't say are All That, Nickelodeon, Orange, Good Burger.
They was the first two black people before Nick Cannon on this network with their show.
Did he? And...
They was the first two black kids before Nick Cannon with their own show on that network. But what's the name of the show, though?
Get him out of here. 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 That was Keenan and Kel, my guy. All right, so look, we got to get this last one, and then
yeah, I
then
did
it's on you.
I'm so upset with myself.
Okay. Oh, now it's
better
on
get
you.
this right.
Your word is Juneteenth, and you better get this right because it's Juneteenth. The words you can't say are 19th, freedom, slavery, independence.
Texas. The people that were in tattered clothes that looked like us were in Texas. The last people to know about this. And now this is a holiday.
Indentured servants? That was a terrible description, bro.
Couldn't say slavery.
You should have just said Trump just signed this into the holiday. I would have got it.
Hey, yo, what the f***? This is a Pilot right here.